This is part 23 of our You Should Never Buy a Clayton Manufactured Home from Hell videos. And in this video, we are continuing to expose the fraudulent state inspection report of this filthy state inspector from the corrupt Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs Manufactured Housing Division. The totally disgusting Howard Delk, who came to my property during a pandemic, ordered all kinds of other people to accompany him, and he could absolutely not keep his fingers out of his nose. So we had left off part 22 with disgusting Delk either lying or failing to document 28 items from his report. And according to Section 1201.356 his report shall specify each of the consumer's complaints. So let's see if he does that. So let's head to the inside of the house.
All right. Oh, let me get my level. Okay. Now, this whole wall was draped off.
This whole wall was what?
This whole wall was draped off in plastic. They locked us out of here. We couldn't even get in.
Yeah. You want? You guys, I don't know if you want to get in there.
So disgusting Delk just stepped aside so he could let the Vice President of NTA, Eric Tampax, get in there.
You guys, I don't know if you want to get in there.
You see the crack going all the way up? Here, you could go this way. Either way.
So let's see what disgusting Delk's report says about this bowed wall right here. And it's number 16. Homeowner showed several items of a cosmetic nature inside the home which are non-jurisdictional, including walls out of plumb, superficial drywall and ceiling cracks, gaps in misaligned trim, ceiling finish texture, grout cracks in shower. So we had hired a structural engineer from Texas Structural Engineers, and this is what the Vice President of NTA, Eric Tampax, had to say about the structural engineer we had hired. Where he writes, the TSE, Texas Structural Engineer report, do not depict assessment of the structure using established measurement methods or assessment criteria such as those established by the National Association of Home Builders guidelines. So not only did disgusting Delk not use any of these established measurement methods, he lumped every wall of the house into the same sentence. We even caught the Vice President of NTA, Eric Tampax, playing a little trick photography with his camera, where it says maximum wall bow, 9/32 inch. Wrong, and we're going to show you his report just as soon as we're done with disgusting Delks. So we're going to put that on the board for 29. He lied and didn't specify about the bow in the living room back wall.
And look at that. Look at the flooring. All popped out. Right? Something went on this corner here because they had a big patch job going on here. So, you know, that's where the thing is on the outside of the wall. They had to sticker.
So the half-ass patch job on the inside of the house is directly opposite of the half-ass patch job on the outside of the house. So we're going to put that on the board for number 30. No mention of the patch job in the living room west wall corner.
This corner here because they had a big patch job going on here. So, you know, that's where the the thing is, on the outside of the wall, they had the sticker.
You got a piece of
Yeah.
marriage line.
Yeah, well, we were kind of wondering that ourselves.
What is that?
It's an 18 wide floor, lino.
Oh, no, no, it's only 16 wide. And
Is
that's,
it 18, it's 18 foot, huh? You think so?
well,
It's not.
So let's see how wide this room really is. What does that look like? 16 foot, 2 3/4 inch, right? So if the lino's 16 foot wide, like he says it is, why is this marriage line over a foot away from the wall? And 32 is going to be he lied to the homeowner about the living room floor being 18 foot wide.
Accordingly, HUD interprets 3282.8G as follows. In calculating the square footage of the home, measurements shall be taken from the exterior of the home. The square footage includes all siding, corner trim, molding, storage space, and areas enclosed by windows, but not the roof overhangs. There, Mr. Manufacturer, because I got you on video telling me that it needs to be installed, or, included, right? Right? I got Jimmy Turner arguing with me.
okay, so,
They could be-
in adaptive package, that's, I mean, I don't know if you can have that in adaptive package, but this is not a code related item, linoleum, whether it's here or not, any kind of floor covering is not in a, is not addressed in the HUD standard. So how you dress it out, I mean, whether or not you want to piece it all together and put it in.
So did you see what Disgusting Delk just did right there? As soon as I read how to calculate the square footage of the house, he had to change the subject and he had to do it in a real hurry. He didn't want to get into that discussion and he didn't want to contradict Tough Guy Turner. So we're going to put that on the board for 33. He changed the subject when the homeowner read how to calculate the square footage of the home.
There's nothing, it's not a code violation, but I mean, that's your construction scale, yeah. So,
Well, there was thousands of cracks in the ceiling. I mean, 18,000. They just came in here and they blown all this crap on it.
Texture.
It looks like crap.
the texture, you don't like the texture?
Well, it's not how it was when we looked at the house.
Oh, okay, but I mean, are you gonna ask me if I like it?
Well,
I kind of like it, I think
It would be great if it wouldn't fall off every day.
Right, well, let me see, that's right.
all right, hey. Okay.
So let's go back to his report. Homeowner showed several items of cosmetic nature inside the home which are non-jurisdictional, including walls out of plumb, superficial drywall and ceiling cracks, gaps and misaligned trim, ceiling finish texture. What is that? Grout cracks and shower. You think that's what they meant when they said the report shall specify each of the consumer's complaints? It is not. To put that on the board for number 34, no mention of the thousands of cracks in the ceiling covered up by blobs of ceiling texture.
Well,
I kind of like it, I like it, I think
It would be great if it wouldn't fall off every day.
Right, well, let me see, that's right.
all right, hey. Okay, well, we got deviations in the floor all over. Well, let's come on in here. All right. You think that wall right there is supposed to look like that? Here's pictures with the cabinets up. These windows, have these windows not leaked? All right, we would have never seen this. All right, since these windows leak all the time, and you can still see that they leak all the time.
Yeah.
Had these windows not leaked, we would have never found any of this stuff.
Okay, now, You probably have shear walls on the inside of this house, right? You know, yes, but that big on a shear wall. It's not a shear wall. Okay, but can you send me a copy of the deputy package for the shear wall schematic? Okay. All right. But, you know, then what we need to do is if you have a deputy detail that describes how non-load bearing partitions are supposed to be connected to, the exterior wall. Yeah, if you can.
Well, there's building, right? It's obvious building, you cannot deny it.
Well, I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the deputy detail, that's what I have to go by. Because it's a non-structural wall, so
And here's
the connection.
Well,
This is a structural.
Do you think this wall went that way, or do you think that wall went that way?
Repeat that?
Do you think that this wall went that way, or do you think this wall went that way?
Well, when you put your level on there, what did it show?
Oh, my little's too big to sit in there, but,
No, on the outside, what did your
oh,
level
it shows it going that way.
Listen, that's the explanation.
Well, yeah, well, you think it's supposed to be like that?
Well, what I'm doing is that,
structural?
is it structural? That's what I have to do. What I have to do is get a DAPIA package that will show me that it's technically structural.
Okay.
That's what I look at.
Here's look at how many.
So what disgusting Delk just said right there is a felony. So, Inspector Delk, there's no way on God's green earth that anybody can explain this away. Okay? And if it was the non-load bearing partition, like you say, and not the load bearing exterior wall, we have a problem. Because if this non-load bearing partition was the one that moved, this gap would be here, correct? Disgusting Delk needs to go to prison for this. And if the executive director of the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs Manufactured Housing Division, Jimmy R. Hicks, ordered him to come here and commit fraud, he needs to go to prison too. We're going to put that on the board for 35, that he flat out lied about the massive structural damage in the office.
Don't worry, we'll send you the bill. Look at how many times they say they've done this with us, right?
Okay.
Right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yard day, that's when they did it on the yard?
Yeah, and then, well, something here.
So you get 716.
So they know there's an obvious damage or problem with this.
Yeah,
These
but
dams.
you're saying the windows.
So we're going to put that on the board for 36. Did not mention that the transom windows in the office had been siliconed half a dozen times according to Southern Energy Homes.
The windows still leak.
You're not gonna put a hose on.
Well, not right this second, after you watch the videos, then I'll let.
No, we're gonna have to put the hose on. Watch the video. Yeah, we're gonna have to put the hose on.
Right here.
We're gonna have to put the hose on the window.
Hey, look at this. You see, this door will not shut.
It will not?
It would not.
Oh, okay.
All right, at first.
It does now.
So, well, they came in here and they just cut the bottom off,
Right?
all right? Yeah, it's a hollow core door.
Okay.
So they figured out that, oh man, we screwed the door. So then they put this on there to try and then lift. The screws wouldn't fit.
Okay. Not a code violation?
Not a code violation, right? Okay.
Not a code violation.
Okay.
To the HVAC door, we want you to see this door isn't shut. So they came and cut off the bottom. Clayton Homes Repair Crib. Look at it.
And when they cut it off, they didn't even bother taking the door off. They just cut it with the door up.
So we're going to put that on the board for number 37. No mention of the butchered HVAC door.
Okay. This ain't a good violation.
It's trim, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and trim, right? Okay.
You know, let me tell you about trim and code violation. If they got over 4-inch wide wood.
All right,
trim,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Would you be happy if it was yours? Huh? Would you be happy?
Well, we got two standards we gotta inspect to, whether I'd be happy or whether the federal code applies. Now, and we can.
Is there a reason that you came from San Antonio over here? Because you're against that argument, right? Right?
But I'm
Let
gonna
me
go
have my
over
shot here.
You're concerned about the trim, Paul, come here.
I've looked at it a million times.
Oh, you haven't looked at that?
Okay.
You got wood trim, if it's over 4 inches wide in the furnace compartment, that's a code violation. You can't have wood trim over 4 inches, you know, that's the only thing about trim that the code addresses.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. All right, now we got in here, right? We got nails poking through. We got a blood spot right there.
Okay.
Right? Now we showed Jimmy Turner.
Okay, now, you're gonna ask me first of all, would I like that if it was my house? What do you think I'd say?
Yes, you would, right? Because that's your job.
You're
is to
being-
discredit me. That's why
What
you're
you're
here.
saying is, I would not like that. Now we're gonna go to the state standard, the federal construction standard. Now, what would the federal construction standard say about that? That's what I have to go by, that's exactly what I have to go by when we look at it. What would the federal construction standard say about that? You think?
They would say,
No, it doesn't address it. You know,
nails poking through.
the federal standard doesn't even say you have to have cabinets in the house. You don't even have to have cabinets in the house.
They should be safe, right?
No,
They should be safe. You see that nail? You see that nail? You see that nail? You see it?
I wouldn't like it. Huh? My standard of whether I'd like it, I wouldn't like it. But the federal standard, it's not a code issue.
It is a health issue.
Come on over here. It's a health issue, right?
A health issue according to who?
According to the blood spot in there. Huh?
Okay.
Hey, that's not ours. We have some DNA come out here.
Okay.
Here, hold on. He wants to take a picture of that.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. All right.
So I want to know, how the hell is he not in jail? Who ordered him to come over here and commit fraud? We are demanding that a criminal investigation be opened up into this corrupt state agency. Nobody should be treated like this for buying one of these homes, and they're both code violations, the nail and the blood spot. So we're going to put the nail in the kitchen cabinet for 38, and this is the code violation 3280.303B. So we're going to put the blood spot in the kitchen cabinet for 39, and it's code violation 83.111. Now, we had not noticed this until we played the video back. You see this right here? Does this look straight to you? So let's see what Disgusting Delk has to say about it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Now watch Disgusting Delk look at the camera. Uh-oh.
okay. What's the next thing, Paul?
Oh, yeah, right here. Right?
Yeah.
You see that?
Tape joint, crack in a tape joint, it's called a non-structural superficial crack.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's not structural.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I like it.
So, well, that's all I want to hear you say.
Okay, I wouldn't like it if it was me, but can I do anything representing the code? Nothing. It's not structural.
It's not structural?
It's not structural. It's not
So
structural.
you don't think that anything happens?
That's a tape joint.
Huh?
It's a tape joint.
Yeah.
Could be a lot of things could happen.
What
But you
about
have to show
these
me.
beans right here? Are these, huh? What about that? Huh? You see the gap in between there?
What do you think these beams are? These are unstructural beams. These
Well,
are
it
not.
doesn't matter. I know that this happened because the way he brought this in here.
Well, it may be, but I mean, I don't see structural damage. That's what I'm telling you. The only thing I have jurisdiction over is structural.
I'll say it again. Disgusting Dilk absolutely needs to go to prison, and we demand a criminal investigation into this corrupt state agency. So let me show you these beams and this load-bearing partition right here. So this is the beam. You think this is a tape joint crack? And this is the load-bearing partition. Now you watch and see how big this gap gets. You think my level's crooked? How about the other side? How does this look? You think that's a problem? You see the bubble? You see the bubble? You see the big gap? So we're going to put that on the board for number 40. Disgusting Dilk says he only has jurisdiction over structural, but has no idea what structural is. And the vice president of NTA, Eric Tampax, thought this crack was large enough that he better measure it and take a picture, even though he did it on the smallest part of the crack instead of the largest over here.
Well, not doing that. I got plumbing and heating and all the rest of it.
Oh,
But
then the
in
very
terms of this,
first
what are
guy,
you looking at?
the very first guy, he's the one that was supposed to do the installation inspection, right?
Who?
Derek Scroggins,
Okay, he did what?
the installation inspection.
Okay, and then what?
Well, then we told him about the installation, about the installer bringing it up here, doing this and doing everything else. He probably should have documented that according to this.
Okay, so what was the problem?
When he
on
did
this
the
stuff?
installation inspection, did he go inside the home?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he went
should
on the
have.
roof.
He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have done
He
that
did.
either.
He went on the
He
roof.
shouldn't have. He just ratted him out and threw him
He
in
should.
trouble.
He
But
should. All these.
Did you hear what he said? He told me that I had just ratted out the installation inspector. This is a quality state-ran agency. And what do you suppose Eric Tampax, the vice president of NTA, is fixated on? He's looking at something down here, isn't he? We're going to put that on the board for 41. Disgusting Dilk told me I just ratted out the installation inspector. Derek Scroggins, who I can prove committed fraud in 80% of his report.
Let me tell you, when he comes out to do an installation inspection, what he's supposed to tell you is he's here to look at how the house is installed on the outside. Now, if a homeowner says, I've got problems in my house, what he's supposed to do is say, look, you have to contact our consumer complaint section and file a report, and then an inspector will come out and do the inside. But all I'm here to do is the installation on the
That was
outside.
never
What he
told.
should have done. But he's a new guy. He's a new guy. I'm here to look at things that you're complaining about and make a determination. And make a determination, is it a code, is it a code issue? And is it a violation
Here's
of
all
the
the
code?
block, here's all the block.
Has it been replaced?
They've been replaced, but there was 50 chips.
Okay, so they fixed it all.
They,
It's all fixed. But yeah, okay, yeah,
but you know what I mean, hey,
okay,
they duct taped
right?
these water lines to
Okay.
the bottom of the floor joist instead of running it through the 2-inch hole.
Are
They did
you
the
saying
same with the, is it fixed? It is fixed. Now, how about that? Is it fixed? Yes, it's
Okay, so it's a little issue. Let's go to the things that are resolved.
He's a front yard.
I know, okay, but let's go to the things that are, show me the other patterns, the unresolved parts of the pattern.
The front door.
Show me the unresolved parts of the pattern. What do you?
So Disgusting Dilk just told me that the installation inspector, Derek Scroggins, was a new guy. So if Derek Scroggins is the new guy and he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing, why is he going out by himself? So we're going to put that on the board for 42. Disgusting Dirk told the homeowner that Derek Scroggins was the new guy and we should cut him a break for the 80% of the lies he had in his report. So had we not discovered that 52 of the 110 block that support the house were severely damaged, some were cracked completely in half, and the water lines were duct taped to the bottom of the floor joists at the marriage line instead of running them through the 2-inch hole, which is provided in the middle of the floor joist behind the installation so they do not freeze, and the electrical was ran in the same manner, they'd still be like that. So as soon as I said that, Disgusting Delk should have looked over here at incompetent Gary Carr and said, "Did you really do that?" So we're going to put that on the board for number 43. No mention of the 52 damaged block and the water and electrical lines duct taped to the bottom of the floor joists.
You gotta show me something. You gotta talk to me.
The floor.
What's the floor doing?
It's got buckles or,
It's not flat? Is that what you're telling me? The floor is not flat? Is the floor not flat? Is that what you're, I guess, hold on, I'm having to kind of divine what it is that you're trying to show me here.
there's,
You're only here to argue. That's all you're here to do.
Dang it, you got me figured out, Paul. You got me figured out, man.
Yeah, well,
well, it's over,
Okay, so
over there.
what are you showing me here? What are you showing me?
I just showed it to you.
You showed it to him, but tell me what it was that you.
I wonder how many homeowners this corrupt state agency has done this to. This guy's a criminal, and he should be in jail. And we demand that a criminal investigation be opened up into Clayton Homes, the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs Manufactured Housing Division, and NTA. So let's see what Disgusting Delk's report says about the floors. Homeowner showed bowed down flooring in dining room and front entryway. Inspection showed subfloor to have minimal deflection. No nonconformance was observed. So let's watch this again, and you can tell me how he knows that minimal deflection was observed.
What are you showing me? You gotta show me something. You gotta talk to me.
The floor.
What's the floor doing?
It's got buckles or,
It's not flat? Is that what you're telling me? The floor is not flat? Is the floor not flat? Is that what you're, I guess, hold on, I'm having to kind of divine what it is that you're trying to show me here.
there's,
You're only here to argue. That's all you're here to do.
Dang it, you got me figured out, Paul. You got me figured out, man.
Yeah, well,
well, it's over,
Okay, so
over there.
what are you showing me here? What are you showing me?
I just showed it to you.
Showed it.
So how does he know that the floor has minimal deflection? Let's see what Eric Tompax, the Vice President of NTA's report says. And this is it. Industry performance guidelines permit a maximum 1/4 inch ridge or depression within any 32-inch measurement as shown in figure 13.5. So now I'm going to show you what this floor really is. So this is the floor in question, all right? And the gap can everybody see that? Is 9/16. That's a 9/16 gap in a 24-inch span. So we're going to put that on the board for 44. He lied about the floors being flat. So the first consumer complaint inspector, tough guy Jimmy Turner, only orders 6 measly items for the manufacturer, the retailer, and the installer to correct, and played games with 62 of the items that we had showed him. And Disgusting Delk only orders 7 measly items for the manufacturer, the retailer, and installer to correct. That's playing games with 44 of the items that we showed him. And we're only halfway through the inside of the house. And some of the items are extremely serious. So I'll say it again. The fraudulent state inspection reports from these criminal state inspectors are not worth the paper they're written on. And we demand a criminal investigation opened into this case. So I think we're going to wrap up part 23 of Disgusting Delk's fraudulent state inspection. So if you could please leave a comment. We believe that YouTube might be censoring our videos. Thanks for watching. See you in a couple weeks.